You know, building a modern website is a whole lot like being an architect. Seriously, you've got to start with a solid blueprint for the structure, right? Then you come in and design the interior to make it not just beautiful, but actually usable. And finally, you have to wire everything up so that the lights turn on and the plumbing works. Today, we're going to walk through that entire process, from foundation to finish. All right, so here's our game plan. We're going to start with the absolute foundation. Then we'll get into the design and user experience. After that, we'll make things interactive, check out the tools modern developers are using, and finally, we'll talk about how you can start your own journey. So, first things first, we're starting with a bedrock, HTML. Now, a lot of people think HTML is just about putting words and pictures on a screen, but that's not its real job. Its true purpose is to give all that content meaning. It's how we tell the browser, hey, this isn't just text, this is a major heading. Or, this isn't just a list of words, it's a navigation menu.
Now, there's this common trap, this condition that developers get called divitis. It's the habit of just wrapping everything in a generic box, a div tag. This quote here absolutely nails the cure. Pretend that tag doesn't even exist. It forces you to stop and think, wait, what is this content really? Is it an article, a header, a footer?
And right here, you can see exactly why this matters so much. The code on the right isn't just tidier, it's intelligent. It speaks a language that browsers, search engines, and accessibility tools can instantly understand. Using the right tag for the job is absolutely critical. It's the difference between a building with clear signs and one where every door is just labeled door. Okay, so our structure is solid. The foundation is poured, the walls are up. Now we get to the fun part, the interior design. This is where we take that meaningful structure and make it look and feel amazing. And our tool for that is CSS, which stands for Cascading Style Sheets. Okay, so take a look at this. This is a raw HTML form. And sure, all the pieces are there. It's functional, I guess. But let's be honest, it's a mess. It's confusing, it's clunky, it's just plain ugly. You wouldn't want to use this, right? So how do we fix this disaster? Well, we fix it by applying some really timeless design principles. We start by putting things on a grid to create order and consistency. Then we use spacing, what designers often call white space, to group related things together and to separate things that are different. Together, these create a clear visual hierarchy, which is just a fancy way of saying we're telling the user's eye exactly what to look out first. And we do all this with simple rules in CSS. Think of it like this. This little piece of code is basically pointing to one specific thing on our page, in this case, the email input field, and giving our browser direct instructions like, hey, that box right there, make it this wide and give it a thin gray border. It's that specific. And just look at the result. It's the exact same form, but now it's clean, it's professional, it's actually inviting. You instantly know what to do. That is the incredible power of good design. It's not just about making things pretty, it's about making them clear. So our building is beautifully designed, the structure is sound, but right now it's just a pretty static shell. If you flip a switch, nothing happens. To make it interactive, to install the electricity and the plumbing, we need JavaScript. I mean, think about it. Every time you click a like button, or submit a form, or open a menu, what's actually happening in that split second? It might feel like magic, but it's not. It's JavaScript, constantly listening for what you do and reacting to it in real time. So here's the deal. When a page loads, the browser creates this live interactive map of all the HTML elements. It's called the Document Object Model, or the DOM, and JavaScript gets a special pass to go in and change anything on that map at any time. It can add things, remove things, or just change how they look and behave. And here's a quick peek at how that works. This code is basically an instruction manual. First, it tells the browser to find one specific button. Then, it attaches a listener to it. It's like putting a tiny microphone on that button. And it just waits. The instant you click it, that listener goes, aha, and triggers a function to run. And the really cool part is that JavaScript can do heavy lifting in the background without making the whole page freeze up. It's called being asynchronous. It's like sending a friend to go grab you a coffee. You don't have to just stand there and wait for them to get back. You can keep doing other things. This is the secret sauce that makes modern web apps feel so incredibly fast and responsive. Okay, you could absolutely build a skyscraper with just a hammer, a saw, and some nails. But it would take you forever, right? It's the same with the web. Building a big, complex application with just the basic tools is a ton of work. That's why today, developers rely on powerful frameworks and toolkits to build things way faster and more reliably.
Now, to understand these tools, you got to know about the two sides of development. First, you've got the front end. Think of this as the dining room in a restaurant. It's everything the customer sees and interacts with. Then you have the back end. That's the kitchen. It's the behind-the-scenes engine that manages all the data, the user accounts, the really complex logic.
But here's where things get really interesting in the modern web. That line between the dining room and the kitchen, it's getting super blurry. We now have these incredible frameworks like Next.js or Nuxt.js that let us do some of the front-end preparation work back in the kitchen on the server before we even serve the page to the user.
Now, why on earth would we do that? Well, it's a total game changer. It means the page shows up on your screen almost instantly, already filled with the data it needs. It's amazing for performance, it's way better for search engines, and it can be a lot more secure. This approach is quickly becoming the new standard for building serious, large-scale websites. So, we've walked through the entire architectural blueprint of the modern web. You've seen how it all fits together. And maybe you're thinking, okay, this is awesome, but where do I possibly start? Well, it really boils down to 3 simple steps. First, you've got to find a learning style that actually works for you. Second, get the tools you need, and the best part is they are all completely free. And third, and this is by far the most important, you have to practice. You have to build things. Don't just follow along with tutorials, challenge yourself to build your own little projects from scratch.
And look, there's no single right way to learn this stuff. Some people are visual learners and they love YouTube. Others want to dive deep with a project-based course. You can read books or go straight to the official documentation. Honestly, one of the best ways to learn is to just go on GitHub and read code from other, more experienced developers. But you know what? More important than any specific course or book is your mindset. You absolutely cannot look at this like it's a chore. You have to find the joy in the process. Treat it like you're solving a giant, fascinating puzzle. If you can learn to love the challenge, you'll make progress faster than you ever imagined.
So there you have it, the structure, the design, the interactivity, and all the modern tools that bring it to life. The web is this incredible, open canvas, a place with nearly infinite possibilities. So the only question left to answer is, what will you build?